Well, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy you stopped by. Well, the nice folks at Fzkaly sent me a knife and asked me if I would like to try it out for them and make a video. And you know, we can never have too many sharp knives, right? I know for me, I have like 3 or 4 that I really like that I use every day. And now this is a chef's knife, which is so perfect because you can use it for almost everything. Now, it came in this really nice black box. And when you open it up, it's very nicely packaged. It's got the protective foam. And then it also has this little booklet about, you know, how to care for it, how to sharpen it. And now this is made of stainless steel. And it is a German company, and this is what the knife looks like. It's very beautiful, right? And I like how it has these little air divots in there, and the reason they put those in there is so if you're chopping something, say like a potato that's kind of sticky, or like cheese, it's going to create a surface of air so that the slice is not going to stick to the knife, which is really nice. Now see, normally I use a Henkel knife, which is also a German knife, and they're very good quality. But see, now this one doesn't have the little air pockets, so I'm anxious to try this one out. Now it's a full tang knife. Now I'm not going to balance it for you because I don't want to cut myself, but I balanced it earlier, and it's a really well balanced knife. And I would say it's not super heavy, but it's not super light either. It's sort of just a medium weight, I would say. And yeah, so I'm gonna make for you today some easy, quick shrimp curry. It's one of our favorite meals to have, and I figured this would be a good recipe to test out the knife because we're gonna chop some herbs and something hard like a sweet potato and an onion. So we're gonna see how it does. So stay tuned. Okay guys, I just wanted to give you another close-up view of this gorgeous knife. Now it is pronounced Fzkaly, not Fzkaly, like I said. And then there's some printing on the handle. Just a really beautiful knife and well worth the money. It's, I believe, less than $40. But I will have a link in the description. Now, a way to tell a sharp knife is to cut a soft tomato, and this just made the thinnest slices. It just cut through it like melted butter. It was so easy to do. Now if you had a dull knife, it would just press on the tomato and you wouldn't be able to cut it. Now we're going to go ahead and cut this bell pepper. Now these are all going to be ingredients for our easy shrimp curry. Again, this just cuts so well, no effort whatsoever. You can tell it's just a really sharp knife. Now you are going to have to sharpen it. It's, you know, that's just what you have to do, but they have all these really cool self sharpeners now, so it's really easy. And here I am making little dices out of the tomato. Works just great. Super impressed. Okay, and then now here's the real test. This is a white sweet potato, otherwise known as a rock. This thing is so hard. And it's very hard to cut if you don't have a sharp knife. And as you can see, it had no problem at all cutting these slices. Now, yes, there is going to be a little bit of resistance when you cut down, but like I said, this sweet potato is so hard. It's like cutting a carrot. And then I just cut them into small dice pieces. Works just great. And now I believe here I'm just cutting a regular potato. I'm not sure. Hang on. No, I'm still cutting the sweet potato. Now here's the regular potato. This just went through super easy because it's not near as hard as the sweet potato. Now, the only one point I'm gonna take off for this knife is You know, the little air pockets on the side, they're supposed to have things not stick. Well, some of the potato slices did stick on there, but I think that's just because potatoes are so starchy that they're really, you know, gonna stick on there. But, you know, it's no big deal. Most of them fell right off. See, they weren't sticking at all. It was just a few stragglers that didn't want to let go. Super easy. So nice to have a sharp knife. And then I'm cutting an onion. We're going to need that. Just a yellow onion. And now I didn't use quite all of this onion because it was pretty large, but I would say like half of a large onion I used. And then I'm just dicing this, and look how smoothly that knife goes through there. Now guys, always curl your fingers back when you're slicing onions or any kind of vegetable. Otherwise you could get cut. And we don't want that. So see, had a few stragglers on there. Okay, now this is how you hold your knife. You hold it close to the blade, not back there. So you have a nice firm grip on it and you can control the knife. When you have your hand too far back, you don't have control of the knife. See how it glides through those onions? Super. Now you just want to push the knife through in that kind of motion. So, and never use the sharp point of your knife to scoop up things. Always use the back. And then that way your knife is not going to get dull so fast. So we have everything all chopped up, our onion, pepper, tomato, water chestnuts. I'm using these because I love the crunch, but you do not have to use these. Some garlic, some coconut milk. You want the full fat, not the light. Some curry powder, cumin, and of course we're going to need shrimp, so you want 1 pound of peeled and deveined shrimp, some chicken stock, some fresh cilantro. Now in a large stock pot or Dutch oven, I put 2 tablespoons of oil along with my onions and peppers, and we are just going to saute those for about 4 minutes or until the onions start to turn translucent. Then go ahead and add your garlic in. I think I put about 3 cloves in there. And then just give that a stir for another minute. Now go ahead and add your spices in. You're going to use 1 tablespoon of the curry powder. Now if you like it more curry flavored, you can add 1.5 tablespoons. And this was the mild, but you could use spicy. And then I used 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. And you just want to toast those spices a little bit. And then I just went in and added in both kinds of the potatoes. And I stirred that around for another minute to coat the potatoes with the spices. And then you're going to add about 2 cups of chicken broth until it just barely covers the top of the vegetables. And then I added in my water chestnuts. Now I want to show you what coconut milk should look like. See that solid part on the top? That's what you want, and then the liquid's on the bottom. If you get a can of coconut milk and shake it and you hear liquid, that's not the right kind. Now this has been simmering for 10 minutes and our potatoes are soft. So just throw in your diced tomato and your coconut milk. Now see how the liquid's on the bottom and the solid's on the top? And now you're going to season it with salt and pepper to taste. Simmer that for another 5 minutes. And now I'm adding in 1/2 cup of cilantro, but if you don't like cilantro, you can leave it out. 2 teaspoons of lime juice, that's going to add a nice brightness. And our 1 pound of dried, peeled and deveined shrimp. Now you're going to stir this for another 5 minutes on medium-low until the shrimp are just cooked. And this is what it looks like. Now, it's pretty thin right now because it's really hot. But if you take it off the stove for like 15 or 20 minutes, it's still going to be hot, but it'll thicken up like this. Now I like to serve it with some hot steamed jasmine rice and a little extra cilantro on top. This was absolutely delicious. Like I said, it's one of our favorite meals. I licked the bowl clean. Thanks so much for watching.